in my bed. This is my headboard. That's my sexy hubby, which I call my feito, but he ain't ugly. He be thinking he ugly, but he ain't ugly. And that's me. So yeah, so my first FO is The Hitchhiker's Shawl by, sorry, I have my notes right here. The Hitchhiker's Shawl by Martina Bem on Ravelry is a paid for pattern. The yarn I use is Sheepyshire Staple Socks yarn in the color Rainbow Sprinkle. Love this yarn. So here it is. And as you can see, the colors are so amazing. Yeah, the colors are amazing. I have some mixed ideas about this shawl. I did it just like the pattern stated, but I think I would have preferred to continue doing more teeth on it. Because to me, I don't know about a lot of you guys, but to me, it seems short, like small. You know, like I would have preferred the body of it a little more, I don't know, a little more bulkier. But overall, I love the pattern. This is sock weight yarn, by the way, and it seemed like forever. Like I was never going to get this off the needles. But I love the colors. I have made a slouchy hat to go with this shawl, but my mother, as usual, fell in love with the hat, and since the hat came out a bit too big for my head, my mom has a big dome, by the way, so it fit her better, so I gave her the hat that goes with this. But I have extra yarn, so I might make me a slouchy hat for this or something like that. So this is one of my first FOs. My next FO is the You Can't Do It Cow by Cody Lane Rare. It's the paid for pattern on Ravelry. The yarn I use is Vanna's Choice in the color Plum Jam, which is a Lion Brand yarn. Cody Knits has a podcast. I watch him a lot too. He's a nurse. He's so cute and adorable. He's very nice. He has a hot dog, and he has this cute little birdie that he leaves loose in his apartment. And sometimes he shows in the podcast, as well as his dog. He is such a sweetheart. He has sent me this pattern to test knit for him. It so happens that when he sent me the pattern to test knit, I'm a very sick person. I have a lot of complications in my sickness, so it happens that I was very ill at the moment when I got the pattern from him, which I hope he doesn't think that I didn't want to knit it or I was taking advantage of him when he needed test knitters. I was feeling real bad. I have lupus, by the way, so I have cancer and other complications, so that's what happens. And I'm sorry, Cody. I believe his podcast is Cody Knits. If you do happen to watch my podcast, I am very sorry I didn't get to finish this pattern on time for you to showcase and on time for me to tell you how wonderful of a pattern it is, and the fact that it's lovely. Like, it has a little bit of, I was gonna call it lace, but I guess you could say open eyelets there, as you can see. So it's a beautiful cow. It's purple, yes. Oh, my favorite color is purple. So it's purple, but it has some color in it. As you can see, it has some greens, some blues. More or less greens and blues only. Like right there is true to color. And this was a pleasant knit. I wish I had extra yarn so I could make me a hat to go with it. Because I'm the type of person that I like to have a coordinating cow or shawl or scarf to go with the hat. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but what you guys think? I don't know. I don't think I'm crazy. I think there are a lot of people like that. Another FO I have, sorry for reaching out. This is my baby. Her name is Betsy. Betsy my head. And this is the Prep Hat by Lion Brand Yarn. It's a free pattern. Yarn I use is Vanna's Choice Charcoal Gray. which is a Lion Brand yarn. I use DPN size 6 and circular size 8-inch, 16-inch. Well, I use size 8 in 16-inch circulars to make this hat. And this is Betsy. Say hi, Betsy. Hi, everyone. So yeah, this is Betsy. So pretty. So here's the hat. Oh, and by the way, now that we're on the hat thing here, I've never knit cables ever. This is my first cable project. Like, really, it's my first cable project. And I was so shocked that this was not hard to make. Like, I was so scared of cables for no reason. Maybe there are more intricate type cables that might be a little difficult. But as far as this, to me, it wasn't hard. Like, I don't understand why I never tried to knit this hat sooner. So yeah. So Bessie is hosting this hat for me. And I'm planning on making a cowl for it. But I think the cowl will come out nice because I'm going to use the cable portion to make the cowl and the 2-inch of ribbon, which my favorite ribbon is knit to purl to. So yeah, so let's see what happens with that. When that happens, we'll see if it worked out or if I gave up. Because, sometimes we give up or sometimes we just let it go. So, whips, works in projects. Whips in progress. Works in progress. God, I can't speak English, guys. What is going on? Okay, so everybody's making a memories blanket, right? So, speaking of memory blanket, the funny thing about this is that I've tried to do it many times ago, and it never worked out for me. Like, it didn't matter what needles I use, what method I use, I sucked. Like, there was no way I can do this, like, at all. So, I finally found a pattern that really worked, and it's on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. It's called the Knitted Patchwork Recipe by Martin Ellis. Here it is. It's a free pattern. This worked. Let me just show you why I say it worked. Because I have it started. And you can see I have seven blocks here. I can't sing for the love of God. But, so yeah. So these two squares right here are Paprika by Deborah Norville. Some socks I made a long time ago. And then this down here, it's the same yarn I used for my hitchhiker shawl, which is the Sheepy Shire Rainbow Sprinkle. That's this yarn. And then right here, and up here, these are Cascade Yarn Heritage prints. These are socks yarns. I really don't remember the names. But yeah, so pretty. That's in there. And I can't believe I got this far because I sucked when I first started. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, this stitch marker I have here is to tell me that this is where I do my decreases. Because in the back it looks like this, and it's the wrong side because of these little weird edges here where you pick up your stitches. So yeah, so I'm going to continue doing this in this elongated type form so I can do it as long as I guess wide as I want, and then I'll just do it as long as I want. So yeah, so this is a good knit. It wasn't as hard as I thought. Well, maybe because the pattern I had chosen before was the hardest one. So let's see. Okay, so there goes that, right, peoples? Oh, by the way, I'm also doing a granny square one. But this is the only square I have here because this is not the project bag for the granny squares, but okay. But it's here, so I guess I could show you this granny square, which there are plenty more of those over there. And I'm trying to see what's going on over here. Okay, so yeah, so there goes one whip. Sorry for taking so long. My second whip is my, Jesus, it's hot. It's my Atwood shawl by Hugh Loco on Ravelry. It's a paid for pattern. She also has a YouTube because she has the Hugh Loco podcast. She also dyes yarn. She sells yarn and she makes project bags. And she also has tutorials on how to dye yarn and how to make project bags. She's amazing. She's awesome. We'll talk about that later. Let me show you. This is the project bag where I have my Atwood shawl. And I am using Haya circular needles in the US size 2.75 millimeters, 40-inch cables. So that's the brand. And I'm using, the yarn that I'm using is called Will Silk Lace Hand Dyeing Yarn and Fleece. It's 70% superwash merino wool, 30% polyamide, approximately 420 meters, 100 gram yarns. So it's 459 yards actually. And this is the label. And this is the pattern, which I rewrite patterns because it helps me. So, Pix just seems to have gotten tangled. So I'm going to show you the yarn. This is what the yarn looks like. The colors are amazing in the butterfly effect. So, this is what I have so far. That's the back side. This is the right side. So this is what I have so far. I'm doing the body repeats, which I've done 3. I'm on the 4th repeat. I'm thinking of doing the big size one because she has the shawl and the shawlette. I think the shawlette is the small one and the shawl is the big one. Well, I'm making the big size. And I'm on the body, which is just knits and a couple of purling. But, I mean, it's knit on one side and purling on the other side until you get to make these little ridges where in the wrong side you would knit as opposed to purling so that you can get this little texture right here, which is amazing. And then after that, there is some type of lacing at the end. Yeah, which lace and me don't get along, but wish me luck when I get there. I'm almost there. I can honestly stop when I finish this 4th wedge and just go into the lace, but I don't want to. I want to make it big because I'm afraid it's not going to be comfortable or maybe it's going to be too short. I'm kind of afraid because of the hitchhiker shawl. I'm not complaining about the pattern. It's lovely and everything else. It's just, it turned out short. I'm a big girl. I need a little more yarn, more yardish. So, okay. So my next project is in this project bag. Hello Kitty, which I love Hello Kitty and I love anything colorful. As you can see, my nails are colorful. And here I have my bumpy ride socks, which is a pattern I made, but I haven't posted on Ravelry or anything because I have no clue on how to post patterns on Ravelry. And these are socks and they look like this. So I call them the bumpy ride socks because of all of the purling you see. I think it's pretty and it's an easy pattern and it goes by fast. So I already turned the heel. This is my January socks. Turn the heel, knit up the gusset. Now I'm on the foot and these are Knit Picks needles. These are 5-inch and these are 64. These are knit on 64 stitches socks. Yeah, so which I'm afraid sometimes that they're gonna fall out the needles because these are small. That's why I purchased some 6-inch needles, which I think are better because you won't go through that. The yarn I'm using is Patton's Croix socks, 4-ply, in the color flax. And this is what they look like.